What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. We're a niche channel reserved for the best. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the sixth element of hip hop. I am your host, Reno Noir, and this is my co-host, Stu Dog. Welcome. What up, y'all? This is DC Power Hour. We got a little bit of news here that's not quite DC, but we got to talk about it. It's crazy. It's going down. The MEFaverse is real, but we're gonna get into that. Stu, how you doing, man? We got some DC news. We got all kinds of good stuff to talk about.
Yes, we do. We got before we get started, we got another unrelated news that goes with comics. Someone somewhere in this world, hopefully in the United States, had a Captain America #1. They sent it out to get graded. It came back a 9.4, which is the highest grade the comics ever gotten.
$3 million.
Whoever had that comic sitting in space or the wall of their house or I don't know, a box, you're the man. You're the man right now. It shows that it pays. Yeah, it shows it pays to keep your comics. I mean, I sent you an article today where the guy was talking about how he got a bunch of comics and he's made millions off of them. But the best advice that he gave, and the thing I like the most about the article, is that he said a lot of people go out and they try to collect what's valuable. They try to get, and he said, you're never gonna get anything like that. He said, no, just collect what you like. Collect what you like, keep what you like Reno has back there on that wall. He said, because one day you never know how valuable it's gonna be.
That's it. You know, a lot of people like they want to speculate what's going to be the next hottest book and what's going to be valuable and all of this. And you'll drive yourself nuts. And then we have something we called FOMO in the industry, FOMO, fear of missing out. FOMO is real, and people get so anxious and so worked up and stressed out over, this new comic's about to come out and I can't get a copy, or, oh shit, I got to get that. Guess what? Tomorrow there's another one. Tomorrow there's another one. Every day you're gonna drive yourself crazy. Just collect what you like. I mean, I'm a victim. I could say I've done the same thing. I started out buying graphic novels and stuff because I'm a reader. I love comic books. I read them. I'm real about it. I'm not just in it for like collectability money. I read comics. And so I initially started buying graphic novels, Valiant stuff that was good for readers. And then I got into, these Virgin variants are gorgeous. Look at this beautiful artwork. And I started buying those. And then I got into buying key issues like, this took place in this issue, this major event, or this character first appeared in this issue, and trying to do stuff like that. And over time, man, I realized I didn't like a lot of that stuff. Like a lot of those older comics, I'm not a fan of the old school art. Sue me, kill me. I'm sorry. It's not great art because it didn't have to be, and it was for kids, and it was, very simple artwork and very simple, because it was for kids. It wasn't a big deal. But, now that the majority of comic book fans and readers and collectors are grown ass 40, 50-year-old men, we require a bit of talent and detail and great artwork. So again, my basic point is just collect what you love. If you love that comic, if you love that cover, if you love that character, that's what you buy. Don't drive yourself nuts trying to buy what this guy said was hot and that guy said was hot. And, I did a video about Method Man doing Bishop, and we're going to segue into that in a second. But, and buying the first appearance of Bishop and all of that. And I told people, go get your first appearance of Bishop, do all that, because when he hits, the stuff's going to go through the roof. But I love Bishop. I love Bishop as a character. I love Cable. I love that post-apocalyptic dystopian future, genre. already, and those characters were great for it. So I'm already into the character. I already love the character. I'm a super fan of Method Man, obviously, and so it went hand in hand. So for me, that makes sense to buy. But if you don't love Bishop, if you don't love Meth, if you don't, then don't buy it. I mean, honestly, because there's enough out there to just buy what you love, and you'll still, still do well if you're trying to do well. But it is DC Day, and so in the vein of talking about the Captain America comic, we got to throw in there also that Action Comics #1 broke a new world record when it sold
Yes.
3.25
Three.
million dollars. And
Yes.
yesterday,
Yes.
a copy of the issue sold for $3.25 million. Again, the seller was not identified. Had paid around $2 million for the comic in 2018, which means he earned $1.25 million profit.
Which
So
ain't bad.
it's
Which
it's
ain't
not bad
bad.
at all. You know what I mean? That's a $1 million flip right there. That's
Which means
crazy.
right. Which means he got his money back and made $1.25 million.
Exactly. And but who has $2 million to spend on a comic? That guy did. I sure as hell don't. I don't know anybody that does. But if you got the bread, go for it, man. If
Yeah,
that's what
go
you want
for
to do.
it. Yeah. I agree, Reno.
Absolutely.
I agree, man. I mean, like
Absolutely.
I said, save your comics. Do what you got to do. Like, but don't, like Reno said, don't chase a comic. Like, like I gotta have this, or every week you're buying the hottest book. Like Reno's 100%. You'll go crazy. You'll spend a lot of money, and these books are not guaranteed to go. Like Spawn number
No.
one is not worth much,
Yeah.
but Spawn's one of the hottest characters out there. He's
Right.
one of the biggest characters out there. Spawn number two is worth more than number one, and I think Spawn three is worth more than that
I think
because I think
9
it's
is
like,
worth a lot because 9 has the
yeah,
first appearance of Angela. But that's the thing, there's
yeah,
certain, events and stuff that makes a comic
right. That's just
key issue.
worth more. Yeah, like which one is the one? One of the early ones I think is between one and five is the first appearance of Vindicator. People love
Yeah.
Vindicator.
Mhm.
They thought he was dope. Like,
He
I
first
mean, I
appeared
still
in
do.
#1.
Yeah.
He was in
I
number
mean,
1.
people, was he? Yeah,
Yeah.
one of those. Yeah, because number one, when I bought my Spawn number one, I remember I bought it for $25, and when I was in the comic store, and this was years after it came out. It had already been out, maybe 3 or 4 years. And when I
Yeah.
bought it, the guy told me he was like for some reason he was like Spawn number one is just not as valuable as like number two, and I think you said number nine, but it was a couple of them that he named that were worth way more than the one I bought. But I just bought it anyway.
Mhm. These are some of the first 10 issues right here. Number 8 is an iconic cover that they've made homages to. Uh or you know what? I think this was actually an homage to his Spider-Man. His Spider-Man came out first. So Spider-Man #1, he's in this exact same position, same cover. So this is a dope one. And then there's
No, I
10.
think you have
But
that. You got that Spider Man, don't you, Reno? Or no?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I got the gold, the silver, and the OG. But
Can
and
you
I
give
got
them a
Spawn number
side?
one.
Can you give them a side by side comparison so they can, so they can see what you're talking about?
I can't because they're down. They're in the
Oh, they're in the
downstairs.
bottom.
Yeah, but
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah. No, like I've mentioned that Spawn number one a few times because of the fact that like you have something is killing the children. #1, for example, is $1,000 comic. It just came out. Not many people even know about it, but Spawn #1 is still $50. So and Spawn's a huge character, so it doesn't like
It's true.
and but that something is killing the children #1 that's $1,000. Good luck selling it for $1,000 now when it was hot and everybody wanted it and it was the next thing and it was yeah, they were going off the shelves. You couldn't hold on to one, but that shit dies down. So when people like chase these version variants and all these variants and like this new stuff and all these new hot books and spec books and all of that, you chase it down. Like okay, let's talk about Morbius. Everybody was going nuts trying to get the first Morbius. The prices were going through the roof. Morbius comics this, Morbius that. The movie sucked and now nobody wants them. So you went nuts, you spent all this money getting your Morbiuses and now you probably can't even sell it. So
Wow.
yeah, I mean, that's the thing with spec books. You're speculating that the movie or whatever is gonna come out and it's gonna raise the value. You know, you've got characters that, you know, they're gonna be in the movie, like we found out this character is gonna be in the MCU. So now all of a sudden, all that character's key books go up in value. What if when the movie comes out, it's trash? Eternals is a great example. Before Eternals came out, everyone was going nuts buying all the Eternals. Let me get the number
Yep.
one, the 1 through 12, the whole Eternal. Everybody's going nuts. Then the movie sucked. No one cares about Eternals anymore. But someone spent hundreds of dollars trying to collect all those first Eternals because they were speculating. They just knew that this movie was going to be huge, and just because they're in a movie does not mean that shit's going to be valuable in the long run. You might
Nope.
expect a book. The movie could come out, the movie could suck, and it's not shit. So, you know, you never know. It's like 50 Cent. They're making a movie about Zero. That's a DC comic. So getting back into DC. All right. DC Comics Zero, Xero, is a very obscure character comic. Most people never heard of it. And all of a sudden, we find out 50 Cent G Unit, they're making a movie. So now that dollar bin book I sold for $150 a month or two ago to somebody. I got it for $1 out of a bin, but I'm not going to sell it for $1 because I'm looking on eBay and they're going off the shelves for $150 all over the place. So, okay.
So you're gonna get $150 for it.
So I got $150 for it. Now, people thought I was crazy. They were like, "You're crazy. You know, you better hold on to that. That could be a $500 book. What if the movie sucks? What if the fanfare dies down? What if the hype dies down? What if, you know, it just, you know,
If the
stops giving?
production goes wrong,
What the fuck is NFT? I mean, really?
all right, I got you. I got you,
Non-fungible
Diamond
token.
Onyx.
Yeah, so
Diamond
we're gonna get
Onyx,
into
I
that
got
though.
you. I got you. I
Yeah,
got you. I got you. Okay.
we got you. The metaverse is
Not
real.
to
So you
cut
guys,
you off. Yeah, not to cut you off, Reno, but let's. All right.
we're gonna get
Diamond
into the
Onyx,
metaverse now, y'all.
non-fungible token. Okay, is it's like a cryptocurrency or a Bitcoin. It's uh, it's all digital. But it's usually built upon a blockchain. So it's art that's built upon a blockchain, and that's how you mint it. So like you'll hear people talk about minting an NFT. Like I'm in the process now. I might as well just let it out the back. I'm in
Like
the process
metaverse
now
just
trying.
minted.
I'm in the process now trying to find out a way to mint the six element logo as an NFT, so
Mhm.
that you guys, as our followers, can buy it. And then if it goes up in price or whatever the case may be, or when it goes up in price, because it will eventually, um, yes, it's built on a blockchain. So
Blockchain, not change.
normally, yeah, blockchain. And normally Ethereum is normally built on the Ethereum blockchain. That's how you mint it. And that's how it's proof that it's real. So
Mhm.
the only difference is it's non-fungible, which means that you can't spend it anywhere. So like it's like buying a comic book. You have it, you bought it, you paid a good price. Like Reno bought the book for $1 and then he sold it for 150. It'll be the same thing. So if we do a six element logo as a non-fungible token, you might buy it for $1, but then you might be able to sell it later on for $150.
Mhm.
But you can't use it. It has no other value
As
other
a
than
monetary, yeah, you can't spend
it
it
has no
anywhere,
money.
but
You
you can
can't
sell
spend it
it.
anywhere, but you can sell it, but you can't spend it. And it's only worth and because you can't touch it or feel it or anything like that, it's all digital. But this isn't nothing new. People sold digital things before. Like everybody thinks that
Bitcoin.
cryptocurrency is
Yeah.
new. Yeah, and everybody thinks that NFTs are new. They're not. It's nothing new about it. It's just that we've taken it to another level. Um, a lot of artists, if they're like musical artists, like if they were smart, I would NFT my music. I would do a lot of NFT with my music because
Yeah.
then that way, you know what I mean, you'll always
And a
get
lot of
something
artists
for it.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah, a
they
lot of
should.
artists do. Yeah. And, you know, so speaking of minting and NFTs and all of that, we got MEFaverse. All right. So this
Metaverse.
is a great new they just minted it. Is the lingo. But you know, the MEFaverse, you know, if you're looking for a place where in real life meets the metaverse, MEFaverse has it all from socializing, a place with financial opportunities, a place to share your art, a place to play, or just place to relax. MEFaverse by Method Man, right? Meth from Wu Tang represents the diverse intersection of hip hop culture and comic books and gaming and art and technology, entertainment. MEFaverse has a graphic novel within the metaverse, a network of 3D virtual worlds focused on social connection. The graphic novel aims to provide a safe haven for anyone interested in hip hop, comic books, skateboarding, gaming, Web 3.0, and art. It not only stars the legendary MC and actor Method Man, but is also his creation. He's actively participating in its conception and execution alongside Ray Acosta of WMG, as the first metaversal world in which holders can interact with a graphic novel rather than simply just reading it. So you won't just read it page for page. You actually it's interactive. So it's kind of like a video game, almost like a third person video game. You walk the character around, you deal with stuff, fuck with stuff, explore shit, talk to people, I suppose. And it actually launched its second phase yesterday. An entity, MEFaverse, an entity created for the people by the people. The graphic novel took 20 of the main characters and turned them into 20 mini collections, um, each each with 420 variations. Get it, 420, and unique traits, totaling 8,400 variations. So Meth and Acosta launched its first phase on March 25th, achieving a successful benchmark. Now, moving forward with the second phase, they're launching a unique collection of NFT profile pictures, PFPs, dedicated to a community centered around the love of the arts in general. But hip hop and comics, mainly is like the big focus because it's Method Man and he's all about hip hop and comics, just like the sixth element of hip hop. And hopefully, we'll be talking to Method Man eventually, but we will be talking to the MEFaverse team a week from this Monday. So this Monday, guys, we got Ms. Parker, which is Redman's co-host on the Muddy Waters podcast. She's going to talk about her new strain, Miss Parker OG. It's going to be a great, fun-ass interview. We're going to have a blast. Then the next Monday, we'll have the MEFaverse squad on to really go in depth and talk about this. But, it wasn't easy for young men, especially those of color, to embrace a more nerdy or artistic style during the era that Meth grew up in, that we grew up in, the late 80s, early 90s. It wasn't cool to be into comic books and stuff like that, and Meth adds that, time has changed and he's now proud to wear his N for nerd straight across his chest, right? According to Acosta, this is just the beginning. Acosta says, "We're taking chances and bringing something new to the table. It's priceless to create the first graphic novel in the metaverse with utilities that benefit the community." He said, and what garners 4.4 trillion IT spending forecast, um, is the what they tell us about the software economy, but the story format of the graphic novel is appealing to people of all ages. But Method Man, a founding member of the Wu-Tang Clan, the greatest hip hop group of all time, hands down, finds himself in a world where he's transformed into a literal superhero rather than a lyrical one. And basically, we kind of get to interact as that character, and it's very cool, man. I've seen a lot of videos on it and like little walkthroughs and stuff. I can't wait to get into it. And as metaverse pioneers and disruptors, the MEFaverse team understands that community is the key to expansion. So we're linking together. The MEFaverse team likes to imagine themselves as the vehicle with the community providing the fuel. So you definitely will check them out on Discord. I'll put the link up here in a sec. And they've got a space going on tonight, right now. In fact, I think or
On
after
Twitter.
our show. Yeah, and Twitter on Twitter.
Mhm.
The trajectory of the NFT/Web3 space as a whole, in my opinion, only has one direction to go: up. I see no reason why it wouldn't, as brands and individuals realize the unique opportunities and potential that this space offers, as well as the utility it provides. That said, my hope is that it can continue to grow while remaining mindful of values such as inclusivity and positivity, which are both pillars of Metaverse community, uh, says Meth. He said, Method Man said, uh, what I want people to understand is that we don't do things the way a lot of other projects do. That's not to say it's right or wrong, it's just how we do things. And we're fortunate to be in a position to offer a lot to our community even before minting and everything else started. But to be clear, this is way more than just an NFT collection. This is a fully gamified graphic novel experience built on Web3. It is e-commerce, it is advertising, it is hip hop culture, tech, pop culture, entertainment, music, and yes, residual income for holders that aren't reliant on secondary market sales. All right. So for more information, guys, visit MEFaverse.io. That's MEFaverse.io and join the Discord. I'm gonna pop the link up here in a sec for all of the latest updates and alpha, and follow them on Twitter as well at MEFaverse Mefaverse. You see it written on the screen there at the bottom of our screen. So that's their Twitter and Discord. But let me get you guys the link here real quick. And let me check out. Peace, Herbert. What's good, my brother?
Peace, peace, Herbert.
But yeah, man, I think it's gonna be fantastic. Stu, you had a chance to chop it up with them a little bit as well. I mean, I talked to them on Discord for a little while today. You talked to them as well?
We were on Twitter. They had a little powwow going on. I got in there, spoke a little bit, but just asked a question. Really, that was it. I really didn't get a chance to. I mean, our show was starting, so I didn't get a chance to really chop it
Right.
up with them like I wanted to. But I got in there speak a little bit, man. Let them know, my opinion on what they're doing, and they were talking about how some people think like the one guy had a point. He was saying some people think NFTs are like laundry money and things like that. And he
Yeah.
was talking about an NFT that sold for over $1 million. Um, and he was like, "Look, like this is real. Like stop. Like people need to stop thinking
Yeah.
like this is a joke, or like this is something like just to do. Like this is the future, and it is. It's the future of art. It's the future of digital art, digital
Mm-hmm.
entertainment. It's a digital entertainment platform. In the last 3 years, it's $1 billion industry in 3 years. I
Yep.
mean, I can't say anymore. You just got to know where to
Can't count
go,
on it.
know what to look for. Right? You got to know where to go, know what to look for, and go in there and get it in. That's all I can tell
Right.
you guys.
Well, here's a couple
You can
links
go
for you guys
on.
right there. There's the Discord link, and I don't know, there's two of them up there, but you guys can check those
Or
out.
you,
The one scrolling across the bottom is an invitation. It's an invite to the Discord, so I think that's probably the one you want to hop on and just talk to the people. Talk to the ask for the hood bosses. You know the shot callers. And they'll chop it up with you.
yeah, if you want to buy some of the stuff that we were talking about, Arena was talking about the people that they digitize in the NFTs. Go to something called Open Ocean. You can get downloaded
Mhm.
from the Google Play Store, open it up, create a wallet, just follow all the instructions. It's simple, it's easy, it's not complicated to do.
Nah,
Open it up and go in there and buy it. I went in there and seen them already. They're low right now, but once the metaverse takes off, they're gonna shoot through the roof. I'm telling you, like
right,
it's because there's only going to be a limited supply of them, so that's what's going to make them
right,
valuable.
right,
So
right.
go in there and get them now. They were going for like 69 cents, things like that. The only thing is you have to buy crypto, and you can buy crypto right in there on Open Ocean. Make your wallet. You can buy the crypto you need to buy what you want. It's not hard at all. Just go in there and buy it. Open Ocean,
Yeah,
OpenOcean.com,
yeah.
or you can just go in the Play Store and download the app. Go in there and just do what you got to do.
Trying to find yeah, I definitely want to shout out uh Diamond on the Metaverse team and Young SC551. It was crazy. Like I had no idea, man. I was talking to the people on Discord, the Metaverse people, and one of them was like, "Yo, I watch you guys' show all the time, Six Element." So I was like, "Wow, really?" Because I got in there, I told him about it. He's like, "Yeah, I watch you guys' show." Slade, what's good, bro? Yeah, his name is
Salute,
Young
Slade.
SC. Sorry about that. Yeah, shout out to Young SC551. You guys will meet him on Discord, and he will be on this show to chop it up with us on 4/18 on April 18th. Not this coming Monday, but the Monday after. And as well as Diamond and I don't know who else. Might be some more people from the MEFaverse squad. So that'll be super dope. I can't wait to meet them and chop it up.
Yeah.
Like so many people sent me the Forbes article came out and people were like, "Yo, Reno, check this out." And I was like, "This is gonna be bananas, yo. We got to talk about this on the show, even though this is DC Day, and we're supposed to just talk DC, but this is too big, man. I just couldn't wait. But we definitely will be rocking that. We'll be talking more about that on next Monday. What shirts you guys sporting today? They look dope.
Oh, me, I got
Wanna
on
go
a
first?
that is the symbol for Nosferatu.
Dope. Oh,
Castlevania.
from what? Oh, Castlevania.
Castlevania. Yeah, vampire. Nosferatu is
I know who Nosferatu is. I remember the movie from the 20s, and I know what the
yeah,
name means, but that's the
it's a symbol for
Castlevania.
yeah, it's a Castlevania joint, yeah, from Konami.
Dope.
And came out with the Castlevania series. I forget which one it was, but a commemorative T-shirt, and had it all. I had it for years. Like this, I had this joint. This joint is at least 10 years old.
That's dope, man. This
Yeah.
chair is loud as hell.
No, but you Wu-Tanged out right now. You Wu-Tanged
I'm
out.
Wu-Tanged out, bro. I'm Wu-Tanged out. I got the jacket on the chair. Got the Wu-Tang. This jacket, actually, I sewed this on here and sewed all that out on there, and I made it out of one of these exact T-shirts. It's the Wu-Tang Staten Island. But I looked at the T-shirt and I was like, that kind of reminds me of like a biker jacket with the it's got the biker gang name on top, and then it says Staten Island, New York. It's where their charter is, right? And then their symbol in the middle is like a biker rocker, colors. So I thought that would be dope on a leather jacket. Yeah, hooked it up.
Yeah. So for this MEFaverse, everybody get down with digital currency, get down with digital NFTs, get down with all of that, man. Put your money right now. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go out. I'll break it down for you. We got time. So look,
well, this may be a
right
way
now,
to get hip hop and
right,
comic heads like us into crypto and stuff like that. So hopefully,
listen, you're a fool if you're not. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Right now, you
it's the
put your money
future.
in a bank. A bank will give you less than 1% interest on your money, right? Bitcoin earned 7,000% interest in 1 year. In 1 month alone, it earned 34%. No bank in America is going to give you 34% on your money in 1 month. You will always, and I mean always, make more interest if you took all your money. Let's say if you had 3,000 in the bank in your savings right now, 10,000, 1,000, it don't matter. We can go from $100 to $10,000, whatever you want to put, the number you want to put on, and you put it all in the Bitcoin. The interest that you would earn on your cryptocurrency is going to be way more than the bank's going to pay you in any one given month. Period. Point blank. End of discussion. So to put your money inside of a bank account right now, today, is ludicrous. You should be putting your money right now in gold, silver, and crypto. That's what your money should be going in right now. By the end of this decade, we'll be using crypto as a mainstream purchasing process. I guarantee you that. You heard it here first. NFTs, buying digital art. Somebody's going to come out with a way to display that, and like maybe a cold picture frame. Like they have cold wallets for crypto where you can just take the crypto, put it in a cold wallet, and carry it around. Somebody's going to come. I know sooner or later somebody's going to come out with a cold storage for your NFTs where you can display them and then transfer them or whatever you want to do. But right now, people look into digital currency. I mean,
And
it's the
NFTs
future.
come with it is the future. It's that's where currency's headed. I mean, currency has always physical paper money and all of that, metal coins and all of that. That shit has always been a
And right
limited
now,
time thing. We knew
and
that was going to
the crazy part, right now we're heading on the American dollar will become 100 years old, or sometime soon. I think within the next year or two. I could be. I know within the next year or when or from
or the
now till
1920s.
whenever. Right. I know from now to when I think it's 1 year to I don't know how many years it is, but I know very, very soon. I'll say within the next 5 years or so, the American dollar will be 100 years old. No currency in the history of the world has ever lasted past that. They can get up to 100 years old and they'll be relevant and all of that. But once they get to 100, you either have to change over or do something else
Right.
for whatever reason. So the American dollar is approaching that milestone, which is
I
a
mean,
gift
we
and a
always
curse.
talked about, like, our generation, we always talked about, you know, like a chip. You know what I'm saying? Like currency would be gone, and they're gonna implant a chip in you, and the mark of the beast, and all of this. Like Goody Mob said, run your hand over the buy my dish now. No more fishing for your fish, right? So we always knew that currency was gonna go, the way of the dodo bird. But was it gonna be credit cards? Is it gonna be a microchip? Nah, it's
Well, it's
gonna be
already happening.
it's gonna be
It's already
crypto.
happening.
It's
Look
already
at your
here.
phone. Yeah, look at your phone.
Well,
You
that's the
can
thing.
actually scan
This is
you can
the
scan
chip.
your phone right now. Yep,
They
that's the
tracking
chip.
you. Everywhere you go, you
Yep.
got your chip.
That's the
You
barcode.
got it
Yep,
on you.
that's the chip. That's the barcode that people are they gonna put barcodes on this? They don't need to because you
Everything about
volunteered
you
to
is in
carry it.
here. Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, you're carrying it around. It's not only is it your personal information and shit, it's your buying habits, your shopping, your where you go, your GPS, where the fuck who you talk to, everything about you, you've given it to them already. Like they didn't have to implant nobody. They just made it fun and everybody wants to have it. That's it. And
Yep.
there it is. So we're already there, guys, and cryptocurrency is just the next step of evolution. It's inevitable. So, you know, whereas Bitcoin today is worth over 40 grand. At one point, a couple years ago, it was like 60 something thousand, but still, I mean, it's never going to drop that low. But imagine if you had bought Bitcoin when they were like $1 a coin and you had 50 coins, right? You said, oh, I'll spend $50. I'll try it out. 50 times 40 something $1,000 is what you'd have right now. And
I give you a better scenario. Let's say you bought, I don't know, 6 element token. We come out with a 6 element token, right? And you buy like 1 million of them when it first comes out. And then we get up to a penny. We get to 1 penny.
right.
And you buy 1 million of them. A couple 100,000 on your hands. They get to 2 pennies. Got another couple 100,000 on your hands. It ain't even got to hit $1 for you to get
Nah.
a good monetary value off of it. I
Yeah,
mean,
especially if you're buying 1 million. But yeah,
yeah, and it
that's a good
trades
point.
just like regular currency. Like we
Right.
trade regular currency, like they like digital currencies being traded, and the values go up and down based on the economy and whatever's going on in the world, whatever country it
Right.
came from, whoever developed it. It's the same thing. It's the
And this
same
this
exact
is
thing.
this dollar, it's not magic, it's not worth shit, it's a note. It is a note
Right.
that says, "I worked for society. Here's the proof of it, and give me a product." That's basically what it is. And does it matter if it's a piece of paper? Does it matter if it's do you think, like, the bank, they don't just have all your money sitting in a box, right? Cash, right? It's not like that. It's all digital. Everything is just numbers in a computer. That's all it is anyway. So I don't know why people are so scared of Bitcoin. Like, oh, it's just numbers in a computer. What do you think your bank account is? What do you think your debit card is? It's numbers. It's numbers in a computer. You can go
That's it.
draw, and
Yeah.
just like, yeah, with
Thank you.
Bitcoin, you can
Thank you.
withdraw.
Thank you. Because I say it
You
all
can
the
withdraw
time.
money.
Once you put your money in an account, it's not sitting in the vault. Like you don't go back in the vault and say, "Oh, can I see my money sitting in the vault?" No, it's
Absolutely.
ones and zeros. It turns into ones and zeros. That's it. That's
Yep.
it. Yeah. So what's the difference?
Absolutely, Slade. We own crypto, big time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
And
you gotta put your money in crypto, people. That's the one thing I can tell you. That's the best advice I can give you right now. I don't care what it looks like right now. The market's
spread it
kind of
around.
wobbly right now, but
Yeah,
yeah, spread it around. The
there's all
market's
kinds of fun.
wobbly right now. I'll be honest, but it's worth it. That's the only thing I can tell you. Is wobbly, but it's worth it. So even if you got smart, right? Let's say you got smart and you just strictly invested in Bitcoin, and every month you just took the interest out of there.
What's good,
Leave
brother?
those wet. Mm.
Salute.
And you just took the interest out of it. If you saved that interest for a year, you have a nice piece of change. And all you gotta do is just keep pinching off the interest. You never gotta touch it. You never gotta touch the main money that you put into it. Just the interest.
Right.
Just for them.
That's it. That's it. And I think, MEFaverse is just making it a fun way to get into it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And
can't
get
wait
people
to read
involved.
this comic. You know what I'm saying? Method Man, finally there is number 1 right there. MEFaverse number 1. I I still don't know if there's gonna be a physical version of this. I don't think I think that the
Nah, it's
whole
not gonna
point of
do
it is
it.
it's interactive, so there won't
It's
be a
gotta go
physical
into the
paper.
because they got the metaverse coming out. So they're
Mhm.
just competing with the meta. A lot of people are gonna be doing it. We know they're gonna have
Yeah,
MEFaverse, metaverse. We might have a 6 element verse.
right,
You might have a full blast radio verse. It's just
right.
people are gonna be doing it, and the currency that they're gonna be spending in there to make the transactions is going to be crypto. They're going to be using crypto to make these transactions happen fast, happen wide, happen all over the world. I mean, it's just what it's going to be.
Absolutely. And yes, Lito's way, there's a bunch of different types, guys. It's all kinds of different coins.
Yeah, so
You know
there's
what
some
I'm saying?
different way. Yeah,
You don't have to put all your eggs in one basket. You could try different coins, put money in different stuff. And don't and one thing I had to learn, like, a Bitcoin is 40 something $1,000. I can't afford a Bitcoin. You don't have to buy a whole coin. That's the cool
nope.
thing. You can
Just
buy
buy a piece of
point
it.
zero 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 one of a
You can buy a
fucking
piece
coin.
of a Bitcoin. Yep.
Very small piece, right? You could buy $1 worth of Bitcoin. I don't know if they'll do a dollar trade, but you can buy pretty much as little as you want. And I didn't even know that I had when I first got into it. I think somebody they were like, I don't know, somebody got me to buy $50 worth of Bitcoin, or even I was like 20 or $30, something really small. Uh,
No,
I think it was used to, and
that was me.
a few months later, when everything shot up and went nuts, it was worth $350, and I was like, whoa, okay. I wonder if I can actually get that money. So I went on my Coinbase and all of that and withdrew the money in cash. It's like, okay, this works. This is real. Put that shit back. You know what I mean? And yeah, started ever. So yeah, it works, man. And you can withdraw the cash anytime you want. If you and like Stu said, man, we are here for you if you guys have any questions, if if you're interested in getting into it. But there's tons of information out there. I mean, you got Google at your fingertips, so it's all it takes, man. Don't be scared of crypto. It's the future. Everything's scary at first, right? Everything is scary when we don't know about it, the fear of the unknown. It's new. Like Stu said, wobbly, but so is a deer when he first stands up. It's just young, that's all. It's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
get
worth it.
so solid that it will be the main thing. I mean, it'll be the mainstream currency eventually. I see it.
Yeah.
I see it as being the mainstream currency at one point. I know countries are gonna want their currency, but you see, back to what I was talking about earlier about when we were young, like the shit we used to talk about, Illuminati and all of that, like that one world global currency. We're like, one day they're gonna have one global currency, and like this was all, terrible signs of the apocalypse, but it's just inevitable. I mean, I think humans will evolve eventually into one world government type of thing, and just one society, which would pretty much end most wars and all of that shit. But obviously we're talking hundreds of years down the road. But yeah, man. Yeah, but
No,
crypto,
there's a saying I heard one time, man, when I was studying five. Well, when I was 5%, man, I'm still, well, you always gonna be 5%, but
we always gonna be
yeah, you always gonna be God. But there's a man. He says that you see that guy on the street corner, and he's got the sign up and he's yelling, "The world is going to end. The world's coming to an end." This, that, and he's giving his prophecy. But you walk by there 10 years later, and he's still there, and 20 years later, he's still there. And he said, people can predict the end of the world all the time,
right.
but the realization is, and the sad thing is that the world just keeps dragging on, no matter what. It just keeps
And
dragging
and
on and
and
on and
in
on.
a way, it
Good,
happens
bad,
a
or
lot.
indifferent. Yeah, good, bad, or
Think about it.
indifferent. So yeah, that's the irony of it.
But the world does end. It ends in many occasions. Like at no time will everything just end the entire globe. But like, you got to think about like Haiti. I don't know, like some big disaster. Like for them at that point, that was the end of their world. Like, and then shit was built from the ashes. That's the way everything is cyclical. So everything gets destroyed. You have to destroy to build. Go back to build and destroy. Like so everything, will eventually end, but it won't all end at once. It'll just end in little, pockets here and there, and it'll build back up. But like, think about how many times there's been the end of the world for so many cultures out there. I mean, the Mayans, right? The Egyptians, the Romans, like they've all seen their societies, their world end, but it wasn't the end of human life.
That's right. It was
It's
just
just
the end
the
of
end
their
of the
time.
world as we know it.
Yeah. It was just the end of that time, man. That's just what it was. Mm.
So we'll always going through periods of this and that. But do you guys think that DC comic Green Lantern number 49 is one of the greatest covers of all time?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
I think so.
I don't think so. That's the one with if I'm not mistaken. It's Green Lantern on the cover, and he's got a ring on every finger. He's like standing there looking like Thanos. He
Yeah,
got a
that's
ring
your
on.
boy.
It's actually a comic that I've always wanted, but never found.
Yeah. It's a
Mm,
beast, and I mean you can get them for like $15.
I hope so, because I will definitely get one and slap it. Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, the cover alone, I probably would I read it? I don't think so. But the cover, oh,
The cover's cool. Yeah,
cover's phenomenal. Cover's
yeah,
phenomenal. Sometimes we buy books for covers. Reno, you do it all the time. You say,
all the
look,
time.
we're like, look, I might not have read this joint, but I like the cover.
Yeah, man. A
So,
lot of most of these books are just the cover. I just love the cover. It's and a lot of like a lot of the kind of older books that I won't read. I just
like Iron
the
Man, Iron Man 128 is another good one. I know what DC did, but that's another good one.
oh
Because
yeah,
that's the one with Tony on the cover, and he had the bottle. That's when he was alcoholic. He had
where
the
he's like,
bottle and
yeah, he's
Iron
all
Man.
drunken.
Yeah, he's
Mhm,
all drunk and he's looking at himself in the mirror. You got
mhm.
Batman, the Killing Joke. Killing Joke is probably one of the most famous covers out there.
Death in the
So
Family. It's a great
yeah,
Batman
Death in the
cover where
Family
he's
is a great
holding
Batman
Robin,
cover. Yeah,
and it's just all
yeah.
black in the background. Iron Man 150 is one of my favorite, where you have Doom and Iron Man like face to face. That's a great fucking cover. That's like a $70 book, but it's a great cover, man.
Green Lantern number 85. If I might be off one. I might be off one. It's 80 something. They had one where Green, because Green Lantern and Green Arrow hung out a lot.
Yeah.
Where Speedy was a junkie. You know what I mean? DC was doing their war on drugs campaign.
Mhm.
So Speedy was a junkie. You know
Yeah,
what I
you had your
mean?
boy
So,
up there with like hella drugs, like paraphernalia on the table. He had like a syringe. He was like holding his arm, and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Green Arrow's in the back, like junkie. He's like, he's a junkie.
Yeah, he's a junkie. Yeah.
Green
Another
Lantern's
one.
just like,
Another.
look at this fool.
Yeah, Green Lantern. Let me see. Let me see. Another one I can remember would be
My ward
Batman.
Speedy is a junkie.
A lot of Batman comics. Batman 91, I think it is. Batman
Mhm.
91. There's another iconic. That's another cool ass cover. What's another iconic? But the book itself is iconic. I think that's like one of the first appearances of Ghostmaker. I think Ghostmaker's like, but like more or less the cover was dope, but what
Mhm.
was inside is what makes the book worth more.
Yeah,
Um,
I had it. I had it.
Batman 608 is another one.
I don't
Um,
have that Ghost Maker no more. Shit.
and Reno, Dark Knight Returns #1.
Mhm.
That's an iconic cover. I actually have that
Absolutely.
jump.
Absolutely. couple of these new covers that are out. They're sort of new. Well, here's one that's not that new, but it's a dope ass cover. You got Batman and Two Face.
That's dope. That's a dope cover.
I like Two Face. Two Face is one of my favorite of the rogues. My son was like, What's up with Two Face? What does he do? Like, what's his powers about?" I'm like, he flips a fucking coin. Like, that's it. He's a gangster. I don't know. But I mean, shit, Batman ain't got no powers either. So, but yeah, that's a dope one. It's called African Hero. You got on this side, he's got his sort of like street thug types on his Two Face, and then on the other side, he's got his more like suave,
Right.
Miami
He got
type thugs.
yeah. You gotta remember Two Face. Two Face is a very, 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 very dangerous criminal
Oh yeah,
because he can't make up his mind. And when he does, he usually does it by flipping a coin.
he just does it by
So
flipping the coin, and that so it could go
right.
either way. It's dangerous.
Because it's right, there's two sides to his personality.
There he
He's
is,
got
right
the smooth,
there.
he's got the smooth gangster side, but then he's got the dirty gangster side that just don't give
Yeah,
a damn.
the thug.
So a lot of times it conflicts within his psyche. So in order to
Hmm.
make it, he considers himself two separate people.
What do you
So
think about that shit? Look at that
that's dope.
Penguin, Mister
Look at
Freeze.
Mr. Freeze. Look at that, man.
That's your boy right there.
Yeah, that's dope,
Man,
bro. Look
look
at
at the
Penguin
Fake
in the
Bro.
background. Look at Two
Riddler's over
Face.
there chilling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's dope, man.
I love this cover right.
Where'd you get that? That's a dope cover.
Probably my LCS. This is another one of my faves because
Yeah,
it's like a
I have
card.
that joint. And I bought that, I bought that
New.
I bought that for the cover, just for the never
Oh
read it.
yeah.
Yeah, but I bought it just for the cover, man.
Well, I was buying Joker. This is the new Joker. This is the Joker's comic, right? This is the Joker. This is number 1. This is number 3. But because Joker's one of my top 3 like villains, straight up. This was a great cover. Batman 27, New 52.
I
You know what
got
I'm
that. Yeah,
saying?
I bought that.
Yeah, just cool, man. Just a cool ass cover.
Yeah, I bought that joint. That is a cool cover.
I like
Batman
this
89, that's cool.
classic.
I haven't, you know what? I got to get those, man. I keep saying I'm going to buy them, and they have them at Wade's, and I never get them, but I'm going to walk in there one day and just get all of them and read them. I heard
I
they're
had
pretty
to get
good.
them, man. Yeah, they're great, and I had to get it because I always wanted to see Billy D as Two Face. Two Face is one of my favorite characters,
Yeah.
and we never got to see Billy D turn into Two Face, and I was always hot about that because we got Batman 1 and Batman Returns, and then we got this bullshit with Joel Schumacher made, and Tommy Lee Jones is fucking Two Face. I'm like, what, dude? This is so trash. I was so mad. So, but this comic, it follows on from where the Tim Burton Batman left off. That's where the comic number 1 starts. So we get to see, I think by like issue 4, Billy D becoming Two Face, and that's why I was into it. Superman has
That'd
one
have been dope.
called
Superman 72,
Brainiac.
yeah. The Superman one, I have like one or two of them, and they're pretty good. They're not bad. I need to get the rest of them and read them and see, because the ones that the one or two of them that I read, they were actually pretty decent.
Right. These are a couple of exclusive Walmart exclusives right here. That's Checkmate. Then you got, these are some cool covers. That's the Joker number 7. Fear State Omega. So this is the end of when Scarecrow had, put his toxin all over the whole city of Gotham. It was Fear State, and this is how it ends right there. That's a dope one. And then this is a really cool cover too. Batman and Catwoman number 2.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's a
2.
dope cover.
Yeah,
that's a dope cover.
And something happens in it. What happens in it? Something happens. Oh, so it's dope because in it you see a future version of Catwoman and the Joker. They're old ass, like old people, and Joker's bald. It's great. Look at this. There's Joker right there. He's bald headed right there, and then you got old Catwoman. And Joker's like going to get her some tea or some shit out of the ice box, and he gets his He comes back and he's like, "You want ice in that?" And he goes back to get the pistol out of the freezer. And he comes out. He's gonna kill her because they were talking about how he didn't kill her. And look at that scene right there. That's a great shot right there.
That is that's dope.
I mean,
That's dope right there.
like, really dope panel. He comes out. He's like, I got your water. And
Yeah, you about to give her
roll up
work.
on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tries to roll up on her. Where is it at? This is good. Oh yeah, yeah. He pops right there. He's coming out. He's gonna roll up on her, and shoots holes through the couch where she was sitting. Those are like feathers from the pillows that where she was sitting on, but that's her behind him. You know, okay. So of course she knew he was gonna do that shit, and she popped up
Yeah.
behind him, with a mirror, and bust him over the head with it, or a photo frame or something like that. Right there, knocks him out. Right there. Knocks him out. He pulls out the little switchblade, tries to cut her. She kicks him with the high heel, knocks him down. And she's like, she said, he said, I can't ever, no, okay. Oh, never mind. Y'all ain't gonna know what that means without reading. Never mind. But it's funny. It's funny. And then it sort of ends off with Joker right there and Catwoman in now in current time, but that's like them in the future. So it kind of shows you where they're going. It's dope. Superman 75 is dope. Yes, that is definitely an iconic one as well. Superman 75.
That Doomsday,
Great.
the Doomsday joint? Or no? That the Doomsday joint or no?
Yeah, that's one where
That's the Superman one. I have
it's the one with the cape, like
yeah, we fought
torn up.
Doomsday.
Or
Or from the
Doomsday.
death, yeah, that's like the death of Superman joint. I got
Yeah.
two. I have one wrapped in plastic, and I got one that I never took out. I bought
Yeah,
two of them when I went. I bought two of them, and I kept the original one. I kept one. I just never opened it, and then I opened the other one, took card out,
yeah.
and all the stuff that it came with, all that.
But that's another great example of what we were talking about earlier when it comes to, specking on books. Like that's a comic that I would think should be
What?
$1,000.
Yes,
I mean, that
dollars.
should be huge. It's $10. You can get them
Yeah,
anywhere. But that's because they printed 1 million of them.
yeah.
You see? So even a comic so iconic as that is
They
worthless.
made a
Like they
big deal
printed 1
about.
million of them.
Yeah, they made a big deal about that too, and everybody
Mhm.
and their mother. I remember going to the comic shop the same day it dropped and getting my copies. And I
Everybody
was
got
like,
it.
oh,
Fans of
yeah,
Superman got it, and people who hated Superman got it.
yeah,
Everyone bought that comic.
yes,
Everyone
they
has it.
did.
Do you
Yeah,
have Superman smashes the Klan? No, I don't. I don't. I don't have that. I do have a dope Wu-Tang comic though.
So, Superman Smash, is that a real book? Well, then again, nah, it probably is because DC did a lot with white supremacist groups and the heroes fighting
Mhm.
the Klan and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah,
Oh, it's
I'm
real.
gonna look
Yeah,
for
it's
it.
real.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for it.
Yeah, it's like $12, $15 in that
Is it?
range. Yeah. Yeah, it's let me try and get you a picture of it here. But yeah, it's a yellow cover. Doesn't show much image wise. It's just a blank yellow cover with the not blank, but it says Superman smashes the Klan.
Wow,
Yes.
the cover's
Yeah,
dope. I like the cover. I like
it's
that.
not
That
bad.
makes
Yeah.
it look looks dramatic. It makes it look like like old '70s movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, I I don't know shit about it though. Sounds dope. Is it about the Klan, like the KKK?
Yeah, probably about the I know there was a cut. There was a series of a couple. I mean, not episodes. A couple of comics where there was a series where Superman did fight the Klan. He had like a
Mm.
little boy with him, something like that. Him and the little boy. The one I saw was like
Yeah,
it was drawn like, remember the Superman the animated series? It was drawn like that. That's the one I saw. Not like the one you showed me. I never seen one like I never seen. That's like more like Superman the comic. But the one
yeah,
I the one I saw where he was fighting the Klan with a little boy, it was drawn more like Superman the animated series.
right.
But it had to
Well,
be like a '90s book or something like that, maybe early
the
2000.
Superman smashes the Klan thing says the year is 1946 and the Lee family has moved from Metropolis's Chinatown to the center of the bustling city. While Dr. Lee is greeted warmly in his new position at the Metropolis Health Department, his two kids, Roberta and Tommy, are more excited about being close to their famous hero, Superman. Inspired by the 1940s Superman radio serial Clan of the Fiery Cross and drawn by Gihuryu Jean Luen Yang, American born Chinese Boxers and Saints, The Terrifics, New Superman, brings us his personal retelling of the adventure of the Lee family as they team up with Superman to smash the Klan. Rousing story of self-accepting and standing up to hatred. Superman smashes the Klan, reminds us that not all golden age enemies have been defeated. Yeah. Want to see a sample of it? Let's see.
Yeah, yeah. Word up.
Let's fire it up. Here we go. Clickety clack clack. Share that. Do that. Boom. So let's see. Here you go. There's a little preview. Oh, okay. I thought it was old. I
Yeah,
thought
see,
this was
yes.
40s.
Remember I said it was drawn like Superman the animated series.
Right. And you see he's wearing the costume, the old 1940s original costume.
Yeah, he is.
And there's the Klan, and there's young Lee, and looks like one of the Hitler Youth tried to hit Superman with a bat. No text, huh?
That's dope. I like that. No text, no nothing. That's dope.
He's knocking out a Nazi in a Rocketeer type suit, trying to break the dam. But yeah, I don't know. They didn't. It doesn't say like any. Yeah, I don't know. But that's the one you were talking about, right, Slade? Yeah, Superman's smashed the Klan. But let me get that off here real quick for you guys.
That's dope. I gotta try to find that book. That's dope.
Yeah, I'm sure you can find it on eBay for about $12, $15 maybe at the most.
I might have to get that.
In other news, the Flash fans call for Grant Gustin to replace Ezra Miller in the DCEU.
I would love that. I
yeah.
would be.
How dope would that
I
be?
would be so happy. I would be so happy about
Eh?
that. And let him wear the suit that he wears on the CW show.
That would be.
That would be real dope.
I did a funny post on Instagram where I took a picture of some bicycle helmets and put it next to the Flash DCEU costume. Spit an image. Looks like he's wearing a bicycle helmet. It's horrible.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's horrible. Yeah, I took a pic. I had a picture of that next to a picture of the TV Flash and how dope that suit is, and a bicycle helmet. But yeah, as Ezra Miller's current controversies continued, say that fast. Current controversies continue to grow more complicated. Fans of the Flash call for Grant Gustin to take over their part in the DCEU. 2 years before Barry Allen sped into the DCEU's 2016 Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, Gustin took the role for the Arrowverse's second season, The Flash, second series, The Flash. Gustin has led the show for 8 seasons now and will return for a 9th. Meanwhile, Miller has played Barry in the DCU, 3 DCU films, is finally set to receive their first solo movie next year. However, there have been a few complications recently. Miller stirred up headlines. Is this going to be yet another delay on Flashpoint? I think so. So, yeah, look forward to that.
I mean, we've been talking about it the last couple of weeks. We've been talking about it. How it's just not been panning out. It's just one delay after another and another and another. It's just
well, after they were arrested in Hawaii following an altercation at a karaoke bar, Ezra Miller, the actor was charged with disorderly conduct and harassment after shouting obscenities and lunging at other patrons. Miller was later saddled with a restraining order after reportedly harassing the married couple that he was staying with. Is he trans? Why do they refer to him as they instead of he? Anyway.
Some people do that. They don't, it doesn't matter whether you're trans or not. Right. Some people feel that if you call somebody he or she, it's offensive, and they don't want to put labels on anybody, so they just say they. So because they don't know they don't know what you identify as, so they use they as a form to identify the person who they're speaking of, which I don't understand. But
it is what it is. I mean,
we'll get into that another time. Yeah, right, we'll get into that another time.
Since then, a report has emerged alleging Warner Brothers brass conducted an emergency meeting over Miller's recent actions, has placed further DC projects involving him as the Flash on hold. The news has led many fans online to voice their opinion about who should play the Flash going forward. One name received more support than anyone, and that's Gustin. At various points on Wednesday, Grant Gustin was trending on Twitter as fans called for the WB to hire the Arrowverse actor to take over for Miller. There's a tweet that says, "Give it to Grant Gustin. Please, God, that man is so good. He deserves better than a show with a $5 budget."
I mean, think about it. If you replace Ben Affleck for the Batman with Robert Pattinson and it did well, but you could do the same thing. I mean, let's go DC. Let's go Warner Brothers. Let's make it happen. You did it once already and made it a success. Do it again.
Exactly.
Show them that the formula works.
Yes, it works. We already know. And this tweet says the best time to make Grant Gustin the DCU Flash was years ago. The second best time is now.
He's right.
Where is Grant Gustin? WB got a whole multiverse at their disposal. Ezra is too much of a liability. Dare I say recast? You know what, though? Why is there a picture here of Ezra in drag? Maybe he is trans. Oh, okay. Maybe that's why they're calling him they. If anybody knows, hit us up, because I didn't know that. I never heard that.
I never heard that either. I never heard that either. I mean, let's look into it right here live on 6 Element of Hip Hop.
Yeah, because I'm about to show you guys what I'm talking about here.
Today on 6 Element of Hip Hop, we're going to find out if Ezra Miller is trans.
I mean, we might not find out, but we definitely gonna speculate. Here we go. So what is that all about, sir? Is that what we're doing? Is this what's happening?
I mean, maybe he's taking it back to the 80s rock bands days. I don't know.
It could be. What up, Legion? Was good? Yeah, I didn't know he was trans or anything like that. So I guess that's why they referred to him as they. That makes more sense now. I understand. Grant going to talk to all his Gustin Grant going to talk to all his agents. Oh, and then there's him as the Flash running. Let Gustin Grant be the DCU Flash, please. He deserves this more than Miller. And then there's a picture of Kit Harington, Jon Snow for some reason. I don't get that. But anyway, just a reminder that Grant is the only WB Flash needs. Blah blah blah. Genuinely would be okay if the Flash movie gets delayed another year while they reshoot all of Ezra's scenes with Grant Gustin replacement. I
It could
mean,
be
he's
done.
already the perfect Barry Allen, and it's time for him to officially be on the big screen. Yeah, you know what? That would, I would at least then I would be like, okay, they're they're they've delayed Flashpoint again, but at least I know it's a good reason
There's a good reason, right?
that I
Because look,
can
they
get
did it
behind.
with Batman. The Batman movie we just saw, they just did it with. They had already started shooting in production with Affleck. It went
Oh,
away, and Affleck started
okay.
drinking. Yeah, Affleck started
Yeah.
drinking. And he started, bad mouthing the Warner Brothers and all this. So they were like, all right, hold up, put it on
I
hold,
can see
get
Affleck
somebody
playing
else.
that role though.
He was supposed to be in that was the movie. It was going to be Affleck. It was going to be
I
the
can see
Batman.
it.
They did a little bit of rewriting, a little bit of a lot of shooting, a little bit of rewriting. Bang, the Batman.
Yeah.
Blockbuster. Blockbuster hit. Come on, give it to us. Do it. We can get it. Bro, listen. And I like the CW's Flash. I've liked it since day one.
Right.
I thought it was a dope show, especially when they had Thawne on there. I mean, it's just they're hinting that
Yeah, I
this
heard
next
people
season,
love it.
Iris is gonna be the villain. Bro, it's dope, bro. I mean, if you've never watched it,
No, I
just
haven't.
binge watch it. Just binge watch it, bro. You'll love it, man. It's way
Yeah.
better than Arrow because
Definitely.
everybody likes Arrow. I don't like Arrow.
I
I never
watched
could
the
get into
first
it.
couple of episodes of Arrow. I thought the fighting was cool. The action scenes, were really good. Um, Other than that, the show didn't really wasn't really
Nah, I
my
didn't stick with it, but people
yeah.
love Arrow, bro. I have no idea why.
Oh
But
yeah.
if you watch and then they do like a crossover event. They've been doing it, I think, ever since like season maybe 3 or 4. They've been doing like a crossover event where they do Arrow, Supergirl, and Flash, and sort of like comics have crossover events where just
Right,
one event crosses over into every. They've been doing that the last few years,
right.
and it's been dope. It's been dope.
Good until season 3. And it's like 9 seasons of it or something. Like the Arrow had a
Man,
long run.
people love the casual fans. You know what it is? The casual fans love Arrow. They love it.
Yeah.
Lito must be a hardcore comic fan because he's saying it was good till season 3. But the casual fans, they love it. They love Arrow. Love
Mhm.
Arrow. I've
Oh
I've
yeah.
never seen anything in it, man, that I could like. I'm not that I mean, except for
The
the
only thing
crossover
I
event,
like
I'll watch it.
I love the choreography, the fight choreography was really good in Arrow. That's what I think
Oh, that's always been on point.
a lot
Yeah.
of people. Yeah, that's really good. Um, but I haven't watched Flash. The only Flash I saw was in the 80s. They had a TV show for like a minute. It was on for
That
like
was
a
dope. I
week.
think that's like 3 seasons, two or
I
three
don't know how
seasons.
many seasons it was, but I remember it was
Hold
really
on, I'll
short.
tell you. I own them. I own them on DVD. Where are they? I own them, Reno. Hang on, I can get them for you. Hang
I
on.
know you do. You got
I
all the
own them in my joint.
still got all the movies. Um, yeah, no, I haven't watched it yet, but everyone says it's dope. But there was no apparent talk of moving Miller from the DCU at the time. But recent headlines have definitely stirred up the idea of it. But the report on Miller also said that the actor had frequent meltdowns on the set of The Flash. But they weren't violent. But this is also not the first time Miller has been the subject of some controversy. Of course, in 2020, a video of them allegedly choking a female fan circulated on social media. The circumstances behind the incident were a bit murky, but a friend of said fan was claimed that it was not done in a joking manner, and there was no apparent talk of removing him at the time. But like I said, these recent headlines have stirred it up. But The Flash originally scheduled to premiere later this year. But the following reshuffling of the entire DCEU moved it to June 2023. That means that Warner Brothers has well over a year to decide what to do regarding Miller's part in the film, and it seems highly unlikely that the studio would be willing to reshoot that much of this movie, such a big budget tent pole, especially one that has already taken several years to get off the ground. But and there is a little question that Gustin, uh, or there's no question that Gustin would make a great Barry Allen on the big screen. But while the crossover event Crisis on Infinite Earths actually did allow the Arrowverse and the DCEU to meet, it would be incredibly complicated to suddenly switch actors. And that's not to say WB won't do something to alter Miller's part in the Flash, or that Gustin can't take over in the future. It might just not happen right away.
Which
But
means, like I've always said, Hollywood just isn't that smart.
Hollywood's not that smart.
No, they're not. So here we go. The Flash TV series, the complete series,
There
all
it is. That's him.
22 episodes.
Yeah,
Boom.
22 episodes. That's right. It was really short.
22 episodes, yeah. Now, here's the great part about it. Guess who played the trickster? Mark Hamill.
Mark
That's him right there.
Hamill. That's
That's him
right.
right there. Yeah, he played the trickster on the series. Now here's another cool tidbit. On this new Flash series, he actually reprised his role as a trickster
Right.
and
And
came back.
also that actor that played the Flash was in it, wasn't he?
Yes,
popped
sir.
in
He's been
too.
in since. Yep, he's been in. He played Jay Garrick. He played Jay Garrick as the Jay Garrick. He played Jay Garrick Flash. And it's dope. And then the crazy part is, he dons this costume, but he's Jay Garrick.
Right.
And then, but then he plays like a double role because he'll play the original Jay Garrick too. Like they'll do, because they've done it with Thawne, where they'll do like a different Eobard Thawne.
Right.
It's the same actor, but he's playing a different version coming out of the multiverse.
Right.
So they've done the multiverse version where they did this Flash, the Jay Garrick, but you had the same character playing, John Wesley. What's his name? John Wesley Shipp. He played all the versions of Flash from the other verses, from the multiverse, from the other Earths, from the different Earths. But he just doing different costumes, but he was always the Flash,
right?
Which I thought was dope. And then when they brought Mark Hamill back as the trickster, they had Toy Master on there, right? Listen, they had Golden Glider.
Like, what year did that come out? What year was that 80s Flash too?
Oh shit!
I remember I was like a little kid, and I just thought that was the dopest. Like I was a big Flash fan at the moment at that time.
19. It was 2 seasons, so it was about 12 episodes a season. 1991 and 1990.
Oh, it was 90 and 91. Oh, I thought it was the 80s.
No, sir. This was released
like 11 or 12.
No, sir. And this was released in 2005.
You must have been what, 17 at the time or something, or 20?
91. I was about 17, 18.
Yeah, because I was 10 in 89. So I was 11 in 90 and 12 in 91. And you're 49.
Yep. Yeah, I was 17 and 18. I was 17 and 18 because I was 19. I turned 19 in 92. 7 years. But like the end of the year. Yeah, end of the year. I remember when it used to come on. I never could catch it like I wanted to back in the day. So I used to try to catch it. I caught a couple episodes and I thought it was fly. I was like, yo, this Flash is kind of dope. So when I got old enough and DVDs became affordable, this came out. I said, skip it.
Yeah.
Let's get it. And I binge watched the whole thing. And
it was dope to me, that suit and everything.
Like it was I was like, this was actually pretty good. I don't understand why I didn't do as well.
Like, how does it hold up to today?
It wasn't bad. It's watchable. Yeah. It's actually watchable. Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. It doesn't. You know what it is, Reno? It's not a slow moving series. Right. Me personally, I think at the time it was ahead of its time. Because back then most series moved slow. They had a love interest, and the love interest is a big part of it. This show didn't do that because it concentrated more on the villains. So you had a new villain. You had a villain every week, or maybe over a couple episodes, and he was saving his love interest and keeping his identity a secret. It was ahead of its time. And then, but then he got the production wise, I'll say it was on point.
I don't
And it
remember,
stuck
like
with
I don't
me.
remember details of it. I just remember, thinking it was the coolest shit at the time. It
Bro,
was
I
like
thought it
the
was
only
so cool.
comic shit we had.
Yeah, we didn't have anything else. But I thought it was dope. But like I said, with first chance I got Reno, I went and bought these joints. Added
Hell
them to
yeah,
my
man.
collection, man. I was like,
That
dang.
suit is crucial. Look at that suit. Like it makes it look like it's his real muscles and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all padding. But yeah,
When
great.
you get a better gauge of it when you watch it live. Like when you watch you to see the suit live, you be like, yo, that was the dopest part about the show that I like. I thought the suit was like,
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
yo, I was like, this is great.
yeah. It's like, whoa, that's actually the Flash. Like that shit looks really like the Flash. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't get a lot of stuff like that. Like we had Batman, that was cool. Like that's where it really started. Batman Returns. Like
Yeah, because this
comics
came out
really
in
made
'90,
me.
so yeah, they were riding the superhero wave of Batman. Because remember,
Yeah,
Batman '89 started it all. That's what kicked it all off.
that's what started it
And
all.
then Flash came out and it didn't do so well. Then we had what other live action thing we had after that? We didn't have anything after that until
Well, it didn't
Blade.
come back till Blade.
And Blade came out. When Blade came out, it kicked back up again. Then they threw
Mhm.
Spider Man at us. And Spider Man kicked up a little more.
And
Then they
Iron
switched
Man
Spider
was
Man up. Then
Hulk.
Iron Man,
Hulk
Hulk.
first, then Iron
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, and it was on
Yeah,
from that point. It was on. I remember
it's
like
been
the
on and on.
MCU really starting like with Iron Man. Like that's where it really. I mean, that's where obviously that's where the MCU as we know it started. But a lot of people forget about Blade being the first real good big Marvel movie. That
Stan
was
Lee said that in the interview. Stan Lee said that Blade was the do or die movie for them because he said when they did Blade, they didn't want to do a big superhero. They didn't want to do Cap. They didn't want to do Spidey.
right,
They didn't want to do no X-Men, nobody, no nothing.
right.
He said they literally wanted to do Blade because he said if Blade did well, then they knew they could pull off Spider-Man and Captain America. But he said that if Blade flopped, we would have never got Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. We never got none of those movies. And Blade did well. And Blade 2, he said, was even bigger.
Jimmy,
Jimmy.
what's good, brother?
Yo.
What's good,
So
Jimmy in the building?
Jimmy is the man, yeah. So, kudos and hats off to Blade. Because without Blade, I don't know where we'd be at right now, superhero movie wise.
Yo, my Jimmy album collection, son.
I need some of those. Oh, Jimmy, hook a brother up.
I got you, Stu.
I need some Jimmy. I'm going to Germany, man. I'm going to be in Jimmy's next video. I'm telling you now. Jimmy, I'm coming to Germany. I'm going to
Stu,
be
I
in the
got you,
video.
Stu.
Hook a brother
Jimmy
up.
right there. That's all
Hook a brother
Jimmy
up.
merch.
Some
That's all
Jimmy.
Jimmy albums. He
Some
sent me all these.
Jimmy.
Jimmy, I don't know what you want me to do with all these, bro.
Give them out. Hand them out
I
in
know,
America.
I
Let
know, but
everybody know what's up with Jimmy.
I before I just went in to start handing them out at stores and shit. I wanted to make sure he didn't want me to do something specific with them. But yeah, I'll put the. I live right in the hood, bro. So I put these at all the bodegas, man. They'll be gone. Yeah, I can sell them too. Probably send you some money, bro.
Get
I
Jimmy
sell them
popping
shits
in
for
the
like
US.
$5 a pop.
Yeah, get Jimmy popping in the US.
Hell yeah. Y'all don't know Jimmy is the illest German MC in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nah, you didn't interrupt, bro. We kicking it, man. We just kicking it right now. Yeah, man. Jimmy is the shit. So
Jimmy is the man.
Superman, I didn't know this, but Superman's parents only died because of the Green Lantern Protocol. A piece of DC comic history that might surprise some readers is that Superman's home planet, Krypton, only exploded because of poor Green Lantern policy. It's interesting when the comic stories that take place in the past reveal hidden details about major events but this revelation certainly does not make the Green Lantern Corps look good. The news was revealed in a backup story in Superman number 257 that was written by Elliot Megan with artwork from Dick Dillion and Dick Giordano. Two dicks. What do you know? The destruction of Krypton is one of the most important events in the DC Comics timeline. Many characters, not just Superman, cite the tragically doomed planet as part of their origin story. Although the specific details of the event have changed over the decades, the basic foundation of what happened remains the same. Kryptonians, either through their own fault or natural life cycle of their planet, are almost rendered extinct when the core of Krypton explodes. As it turns out, the Guardians of the Universe were well aware of what was happening to Krypton and sent a single Green Lantern to try and halt the disaster. This Green Lantern worked tirelessly to try to save the planet, but every DC fan knows his efforts ultimately fail. The Green Lantern worked so hard trying to save the planet that he eventually blinded himself on Krypton. Explodes because he can't get the materials to stabilize the planet in time. Like Marvel's Watcher, like Uatu, the Guardians have rules about not interfering too much with other species. For this reason, they only send the single Green Lantern to try and save the planet rather than a bunch of them or even just an extra one to lend a hand. Also, the Green Lantern even mentions how the Guardians have the ability to transport all of the Kryptonians off the planet before it explodes, saving the entire population from extinction. But they don't, though. And the Guardians' enormously underwhelming response to the crisis is shocking given the amount of people who died because of it. Besides the fact that it's a poor protocol for Green Lanterns not to help too much, it also doesn't make much sense. It's been established that DC's various Green Lanterns are effectively space cops, each with a sector that they patrol, right?
Yes,
But
that is
cops
correct.
call for backup all the time. Why didn't they call for backup? The Green Lantern Corps routinely works together to stop threats. It makes sense for DC to want to insert a Green Lantern into this event and add depth to the universe's history. But Superman would definitely have some hard feelings to learn that his parents might still be alive if only the Green Lanterns had planned better. And apparently, I recognize the Green Lantern that they sent to Krypton. I recognize him, Stu. You could probably tell me who he is.
I don't think it was a bad. I don't think it was a bad move on their part. Right? Let's say they relocate them to a universe. I mean, a galaxy where they can rebuild, and there's a planet with a yellow sun. Now you got a couple million Kryptonians running around,
You see him? You
doing their
see him at
thing.
the bottom corner? You
Yeah,
recognize
yeah,
him? He got
yeah,
like that fish
yeah,
head. I
yeah.
see him
I
all the
actually
time on like the covers and stuff.
hold on. I'll tell you what his name is. Hang on, I got it. Keep that right there. Hang on.
Yeah, I see him all the time. He's the guy. He said, aware that they're aware that this planet Krypton is due to explode in a short period of time due to internal stresses. What is being done about this? The normal procedure get out of my way, has been initiated for such a world inhabited by relatively advanced beings. The ring bearer of this sector has been dispatched to delay the disaster long enough to give the population a chance to recognize the danger and leave the planet. But that doesn't really help. Like, just being able to recognize that the planet's about to explode, is not what I would call like responsible policing or heroing. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are supposed to be the space cops of the galaxy, of the universe, and they're just letting whole populations die. But I get Stu's point that maybe moving them to the wrong planet would be a problem. But go ahead, Stu. What do you got? I can't hear you for some reason.
Chase Leon
There you go.
is his name. Oh no, I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
Wait. Oh, I thought you were gonna show me something.
Nah, here he is right here. I have him.
Oh, okay, there he is.
Yeah. It would be I think Katamatui. I don't know how to say it. I'm saying it wrong.
Katamatu?
Katamatui. Kamatui. Kamatui.
Katamatu?
Uh, He was selected to replace Sinestro, I think. Yeah, if I'm reading it right. But anyway, you
I know
can't
who he is.
have,
I recognize
you
him.
can't have. Yeah, I do. Yeah, you can't. I actually have them. So you can't have a million Kryptonians running around the universe soaking up yellow sunlight and just
Right. Well, yeah, but
doing
what
what
if
they
they
want.
put him in a
That'd be
place
a
that didn't
problem.
have right? But what if it was a place that didn't have yellow sunlight? Couldn't they put him
I mean, that'd be
somewhere?
it. Oh yeah, you can put them in a red dwarf star. I mean, that would be great. But
Yeah.
remember what happened? Superman goes into the yellow sun. He gets stronger. He gets faster. He gets quick. His body drinks that stuff. So all Kryptonians have the same capability. The difference would be you just got like, I mean, if the population is what, 10 billion, you got 10
Right.
billion Supermans running around. Population is 2 million. Let's say if they only got 2 million off the planet, got 2 million Kryptonians running around that you got to deal with. And they
Yeah,
might
that's
not
a
all
problem.
have, and let's just say if they all thought like Zod. So let's say if we had a scenario where Zod took over. Let's say if Zod came to pass, like let's just say he was, and then he figured out, I come to this joint and I'm super strong. Like,
Right.
yo, he could just start conquesting a conquest for any planet that he wanted. And
Mhm.
then let's say if they hook up with Darkseid and some of them become some of his soldiers, like his elite soldiers, and now you really, you know, that's a problem for everybody in the whole universe. Because
Sure.
now Darkseid will just send them anywhere instead of sending Steppenwolf and parademons. I'm sending Green Lantern. I mean, I'm sending
Oh,
Kryptonians. Send my 3 Kryptonians down to such and such to take over.
check this
So
shit out. So these are the 10 strangest members of the Green Lantern Corps. Very weird, very weird beings they have. The universe is a big place filled with lots of alien races going about their day. Some of these races, like humans, have barely made it off their own planet, while others, like the Thanagarians, are flying through space and mixing it up with all the inhabitants of other planets. All this was sure to create need for an organization that could handle any disputes and keep the universe safe. That's why the Guardians of the Universe created the Green Lantern Corps. While the comic tends to focus on the human Green Lanterns, you can be sure that there are a lot of weird characters in the core. These are the lanterns you may never have got known, uh, who may never get their own series or even show up all that often, but their wildness has left a mark on readers. Mogo, I know about, is a planet. He's like Ego, the living planet,
yeah,
but he's Mogo.
yeah,
So,
we talk about Mogo all the time
yeah,
on this channel.
perhaps Perhaps the best known of the stranger Green Lanterns, Mogo is more than your basic ring slinger created by Alan Moore and artist Dave Gibbons. Mogo is a sentient living planet that not only helps keep the universe safe as a lantern, but also serves as a training ground for rookie Green Lanterns. As a living planet, Mogo is the largest Green Lantern and maybe one of the oldest members of the Corps. Mogo, first introduced to readers in 1985, has survived a number of crisis events and reboots, and considering the planet is a fan favorite, will probably be around for years to come. Yeah, Mogo. He's reminds me of Ego.
Yeah,
And then
you're a
you got
living planet.
yeah,
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 you got a
living planet.
brick.
And
You
you
even have
got
a cat.
Box.
That's a green lantern.
Yeah, look at this guy.
This
His
is
name is Box. B Ox. There he is. He's a fucking box. When fans think of alien life forms, they tend to imagine something humanoid, right? But probably with tentacles or other weird things. But most probably wouldn't think of it as a rectangle. But that's exactly what Box is, a large three-dimensional box that has abilities of a Green Lantern. Box was first introduced to readers in 2006 as Green Lantern Corps, recharged by Dave Gibbons, Jeff Johns, and Patrick Gleason. Three titans in the game. Uh, it reminds me of the Star Wars High Republic, where there's actually a rock character. That's how creative the team at High Republic is, guys, at Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy. Uh, but yeah, they have a character that's actually a boulder. It's a boulder. But
Mm,
anyway, yeah. Aside from Box being a Green Lantern, not much is known about this hero. That includes not knowing what sector of the universe Box patrols, but it served under Kilowog during the Sinestro Corps War. Fans also know that the Red Lantern Zox, who is a giant head, doesn't like the way Box looks. Number 8, Liesel Pon. So Leazlepon, another Alan Moore creation. Leazlepon is a super intelligent strain of the smallpox virus that patrols Sector 119 and is called in for cases that deal with biological missions that the other members of the Corps aren't able to investigate. Leazlepon played an important part in the Sinestro Corps War, saving Guy Gardner's life when Guy was infected with Distopolis, Sinestro's own evil sentient virus. Yeah, Leazlepon taking down Distopolis was a personal battle. It was Distopolis that killed Remus and Leazlepon's partner. When she isn't on watch, Leazlepon spends her time researching a permanent cure to Despotalis. Chip, number 7, Chip, the chipmunk.
Squirrel. Yeah, chipmunk.
Or squirrel, yeah. If there ever was a Green Lantern who deserved to be made into a stuffed animal, it's Chip. The Green Lantern sector of 1014 looks like a squirrel. Chip was a hero long before obtaining his ring. When the Crabster army of Dr. Ubix invaded Chip's home planet of Heliven, the future Green Lantern led the resistance against the evil army. It was bravery that he showed in the war that put him on the path to becoming a Green Lantern. After Crisis on Infinite Earth, Chip found that while he was still alive, the rewritten reality of the DC universe had almost made almost everyone, including his wife Minnie, believe that he had died years earlier. Instead of interrupting Minnie's wife and with her new husband, Chip chose to relocate to Earth. Sadly, Chip would die years later when he was struck by a yellow truck on the Mosaic world. 6. Olapet. The protector of Sector 0345, Olapet is a plant being from the southern gold star, from the planet Southern Gold Star. When Olapet reaches the end of her life cycle and wilts away, she will pass her Green Lantern power ring to her daughter, who is currently a seed that Olapet keeps in a small sack she carries with her at all times. There's a little bag right there. She got a little seed sack with her daughter in it. And yeah, with the transfer of the ring, when the transfer of the ring happens, the new Olapet will take the seed from her dead mother's head and place it in the sack that she came out of. The seed will one day become its own Olapet. At this time, the Olapet line of Green Lanterns goes back 23 generations. You ever heard of the Olapets?
Seen them in the comics. Never had like I've never read a comic where it was just about them. Like it was just like. Yeah, but I've seen them, like, you know, when a lot of the Green Lantern comics, when they'll show a bunch of them flying around.
Yeah, it's weird. First appearance was in the Green Lantern Corps number 217. Yeah. Amanita, named after the mushroom, the Amanita mushroom, coming from the planet Muscaria and acting as the protector of Sector 3100. Amanita is a fungus that may well be older than the Guardians of the Universe themselves. Shit. Though this rumor has yet to be confirmed, along with the powers that come from being a ring bearer, Amanita also possesses a cosmic awareness on par with the Guardians. Wow, that's big. And it makes sense because mushrooms, cosmic awareness, you know, that whole thing. Pretty interesting. And then you've got the collective. While it is rare, sometimes a Green Lantern is forced to retire. This was the case for TUK, the Green Lantern of Sector 1287. After being told by the Guardians that it was time for him to pass his ring to a new hero, 2TUK traveled to Vastland C5 to find his successor. At first, the readings from his ring confused T2UK. It seemed that the being who was worthy of the ring was close by, but the ring could never pinpoint them. I guess finally T2UK realized that the one who was worthy wasn't in a single location. The floating fuzzballs all over the planet were actually a hive mind race called the Collective, and the whole of the race would become the new Green Lantern of Sector 1287. Okay, so all these little dust particles on this planet
are the
Collective, right? They are a Green Lantern, right? And then you got the Curtsy RRR. Looks like a virus, like some DNA. So far, each of the Green Lanterns have been weird, but they all have physical forms. They come from planets, or in the case of Mogo, they are a planet. Sure, one is a virus and one is a plant, but these are still things that live and in some form breathe. Then there is Descartes RRR, a mathematical equation that was discovered by the mathematician Timph Rye. Rye had sought to prove that willpower was actually a mathematical formula and not a genetic trait. In his research, he discovered the formula that gave it and gave it sentience. That sentience became the Green Lantern Dirtsky RRR. Now, as a Green Lantern Dirtsky RRR likes to enter its enemies' minds and erase them, something the Guardians really wish it could. Number 2, Rotlop Fan. Rotlop Fan. He looks very weird, kind of like a shark hammerhead thing. I don't know. Something. In Sector 0911, nicknamed Obsidian Deeps, there are no stars. The beings that live in the sector live in a reality of complete darkness. As these life forms evolve, the need for eyes was non-existent, and so all of them are blind, but their other senses are far more powerful than others. This created a problem for the Green Lanterns of Rotlop Fan when Rotlop Fan was chosen to be a ring slinger. Without ever seeing light, Rotlop Fan didn't understand what being Green Lantern meant or what the ring could do. To train Rotlop Fan, fellow Lantern Katma Tui translated the training from light to sound. In time, Rotlop Fan learned to control his ring through sound because of the difference in the way Rotlop Fan uses his ring. The symbol is a bell instead of a lantern, and his oath is different as well. In loudest din or hush profound, my ears catch evil's slightest sound. Let those who toll out evil's knell beware my power, the F sharp bell. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a Green Lantern even I didn't know about.
I mean,
but I will get his first appearance.
Now this one I've heard of, Duck Dodgers.
Yeah, Duck Dodgers. I have a comic Duck Dodgers
Yeah.
as a Green Lantern. Yeah.
That's Daffy right there. After being given the wrong clothes at the dry cleaners, intergalactic hero Duck Dodgers found himself as the new owner of a Green Lantern ring. Calling himself the Green Lantern, Duck Dodgers was called to Oa, the home of the Green Lanterns of the universe, where he helped a number of famous Green Lanterns, including Amanita, Chip, and John Stewart, battle Sinestro and his army of robots. While this is clearly not part of DC continuity, the idea that even for a single episode, Daffy Duck became a Green Lantern and helped save the universe is too wild an idea to ignore. Duck Dodgers.
In the 23rd and a half century.
In the 23rd and a half. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff. But yo, man, I know it's getting to be that time. You got to go fight crime. And we got to call it a night, guys. It's been a fun show. As always, we really appreciate everybody for showing up and hanging out and chatting and all that good stuff. We will definitely see you guys Monday for a super fun show with Ms. Parker. That is the co-host of the Muddy Waters podcast with Redman. She works side by side with Redman. She's going to be on the show Monday to talk about her new strain, Parker OG. That purple shit, y'all. It is beautiful. It is purple. It is dope. Yeah, man. We're gonna definitely check out that purple weed tomorrow, Monday. But yeah, Miss Parker, she's awesome. She's a lot of fun. Great woman to talk to. So she'll be lots of fun. That's Monday, and then hopefully the following Monday we will have the MEFaverse crew on to talk about MEFaverse. But yeah, man, that will be
super duper dope.
Super duper dope. Well, I think that's it, man. Peace, y'all.